cut motherfuckers want to get out of line now? Anybody? They think so.
After the debate was over, Griggs he clicks over to YouTube or Twitter and he goes, "Well, there you have it, folks." And it's an Alex Jones poll.
Oh yeah.
Where 91% say Trump won, and this is the one that I'm pretty sure, if you saw Trump's thing about a rematch today, this is the one that he quoted, I think. So in the world of boxing or UFC, when a fighter gets beaten or knocked out, they get up and scream, "I demand a rematch." Well, it's no different with a debate. She was beaten badly last night. Every poll has us winning. In one case, 92-8.
I think that they wanted so badly for Dr. Disrespect to be innocent. Him admitting to it was probably worst case scenario for them, because as long as he didn't admit to it, they could continue to like run defense for him. Some of them still do. I mean, like Melanie Mack still does it. A couple, I think Vera Dark still does it. Some other people still doing it. Just like his video was really bad. Like I said, I did a reaction video to it, but just we don't have to watch it. Because we can if you want. It's it's only like an 8-minute video. But
is your video up on your channel?
Yeah, but mine's really long. We probably don't want to watch mine. Mine's like 25 minutes, but his is like an 8-minute video. But the thing about it is he goes through the video and he's mad. So, Midnight Society, the gaming company that Dr. Disrespect was the head of.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay. So he was the head of this company, and the company let him go after doing their own investigation into the allegations against him. So they looked into all of the stuff that was being said about him, and I guess they contacted Twitch. They probably saw the stuff Twitch had. They said they contacted parties involved, so they might have even spoken with the person that Dr. Disrespect was talking to.
Oh.
And they said that's why they cut ties with him. Well, the company's not doing well because of the fact that they got rid of Dr. Disrespect. Now, that could say a whole lot about humanity in general. I mean, the fact that company dumped somebody that admitted to having inappropriate messages with minors or a minor caused people to stop supporting them. That says a lot, honestly. But they probably saw what was going on and decided it wasn't good business for them to work with them, because at the end of the day, even if the company goes under, the last thing you want is for whatever it is that they found that was obviously egregious to get out, and then your entire company looks like they just didn't care that he was doing, he was talking to kids or whatever. So I understand why they got rid of him. It made sense to me. But then Jeremy goes on and he's like, well, if you knew something about him, why didn't you just say something about it? And then he calls the Twitch whistleblowers weirdos or creeps or whatever for doing what they did. And I'm like, you just said that if somebody knew that he did something, why don't they just talk about it? That's exactly what happened. And that's how he got in trouble in the first place. And the whole video is full of shit like that, because they want so badly for him to be innocent that they just cannot fathom that this guy, this conservative, straight, white, cisgender man, admitted to having inappropriate messages with somebody underage. I'm going to share something with you. There was a comment on my video from an account that was created one day ago. And I have to show you this. The reason why I want to talk about it is because the comment is so fucking strange. So this was the comment that was left, and I'll scroll down so we can see the whole comment. But it's from a person that joined one day ago with no subscribers. That's probably not even the person's picture. But in the response to my video, it says, has it ever crossed your tiny brain that the inappropriate can mean a lot of things, none of which have to be sexual? So my response to that was, what other inappropriate conversations would an adult be having with a child if it's not sexual? What other inappropriate conversations would you be having with them? And if it wasn't sexual, the only thing I could think of is it would be violent, which isn't any better. But other than that, what other inappropriate conversations would you be having? Why would even so, none of it's good. None of it is good. So you're talking about a man, an adult man with a family, having direct private conversations with somebody that was underage and said it was inappropriate. Literally, no one should be running defense for this. No one should be running defense for it.
So this was on Geeks and Gamers? You were watching this?
No, this was a comment under my video in
Oh,
response.
I'm sorry. I meant the original video that you were looking at was his.
Yeah, it's on Geeks and Gamers. It said, especially since Stock admitted he didn't know the person's age at the time, it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
It's weird. I mean, yeah, like honestly, it's more often than not, whenever there's just a bizarre ass comment that's trying to like bend into pretzels to defend something or whatever, I check and I'm like, man, that's weird. And I check the account. It's like a very recent made account.
Yeah.
Or in a few cases, they've just like been someone who literally subscribes to all of the worst channels.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so this is what I want to propose to you. Not to say that you're not right, but I just want to understand how this fits into it, because I made this kind of edit, I don't know, like a year ago or more than a year ago, because I've noticed a pattern with Jeremy Griggs, and what you'll see here is a couple of examples of him kind of on this, I don't know, check it out.
Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. The judge wasn't allowed to put that in. All of these things he...
So,
yeah.
but I mean, I guess the difference would be that there's a minor we're talking about in this case. So, but like, it seems like otherwise he has no problem just being an openly shitbag about women.
But this is exactly why I say and do what I do, why we do this in general, is there's a lot of, like, I don't know, I guess virtue signaling is probably the best word for it, like best term, where they're trying to be morally superior, or they have better ethics and family values than the people they're talking about.
Right.
But you can't do that and then also run defense for Dr. Disrespect or Andrew Tate. Those are two conflicting things. I just don't understand that. Like, if this were, say for example, any gay streamer, anybody, gay or trans, was even accused of hooking up or talking to or being inappropriate with someone underage, it would not matter what any of the evidence was, what any of the context was. They would literally make video after video after video talking shit about that person, claiming this represents the entire queer community, all of this other stuff. Sure. But you get one guy that's on their team, and instead of them sticking to their morals, and you know what? I don't like Nick Merckx. I think Nick Merckx is a bag of dicks, but Nick Merckx actually denounced Dr. Disrespect and doubled down, tripled down on it, and said, no, that shit is fucked up. People that are still hanging out with this guy and associating with him, it's all fucked up. So at the very least, he is sticking by whatever his normal, I guess, standard for this is. But when it comes to like the Geeks and Gamers guys, like Ryan and Jeremy, it really is just about what team it is. That's all it is. It's whatever team you're on. It doesn't matter what the situation is outside of that. It's about what jersey you're wearing. Well,
I mean, that's it, man. It's like, they don't have any real, they have their kind of, they might have some ethics and morals that they stick to generally, but when necessary, that's kind of the difference in a lot of ways between them and just regular people. It's regular conservatives, even somebody like Low Watermark, right? Mm-hmm. When it's possible for them to gain ground, whether it's a rhetorical, in the moment, optical kind of win or something like that, whatever, they will shed any fucking beliefs that they claim to hold. I went over to D-Day Cobra, which I think I'm going to start paying more attention to this. And
that channel is insidious, and there's a lot of live streams.
I don't know if there's any other these guys that have another channel like this, but like this one for sure I'm going to start looking at, because here's this Taylor Swift censors comments on IG posts endorsing. Like, why is that your angle? Why would that be the thing that you give a fuck about, Jeremy Gray? Oh, I see. Because you can't fucking harass her.
Right.
See what he says here. Probably some really cool stuff.
Taylor Swift, just a few hours after endorsing Kamala Harris for president right after the presidential debate, has now turned off replies on her post where she's endorsing Kamala Harris.
So what?
If there is not a more Democrat left-wing thing to do, silencing the voice of the people.
This is Dane cutting in on Dane and DJ having this conversation several days ago. Important context. Turns out, Taylor Swift has blocked comments on her Instagram since March 6th, 2019. She's quoted as saying, "I keep my comments off on my posts. That way I'm showing my friends and fans updates on my life, but I'm training my brain to not need the validation of someone telling me that I look hot. I'm also blocking out anyone who might feel the need to tell me, 'Go die in a hole, ho,' while I'm having my coffee at 9 in the morning." 5 years ago, she turned off comments, partly because of people like Jeremy Griggs, who, feel entitled to just like hurl abuse at her in her comment section.
They ban people in their live streams. So, I mean, I don't know what he's even talking about. But even so, she doesn't owe anybody access to her. She's not a politician. She's a
Nobody does.
celebrity. Yeah.
I keep telling people this because it's like there's this weird culture that has sprung up on the internet, and it's like, oh, you don't let me talk on your stream, or after I fucking called you a cuck or something. It's like, yeah, fuck you, man. Like, what? I treat it like you're not necessarily that you're at my house, but that you're at I'm having a party at some public space. And if you show up and you want to hang out at my party, cool. But like, if you start acting a piece of shit, I'm going to kick you out, dude.
Yeah, I mean, everybody should be able to run their accounts the way they want. I don't see, like, in terms of blocking or comments or whatever. Everybody should. I can just say for sure when I was in there, because I went in months and months and months ago and left a couple comments, and their moderators banned me almost immediately. So they do ban people in their chat.
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no fucking doubt. I was trying to get banned from Friday Night Tights a couple of times, but they so many people are commenting on that shit that just, yeah.
It's almost impossible for their moderators to do anything.
Because they're not going to say exactly what you want them to say. This is exactly why we didn't have a live audience for either one of the debates.
Like, the only purpose that this type of video serves is just to fucking rile people. I mean, I know that's obviously what their whole thing is, but like, you can't even pretend like this is something that matters, really.
Yeah,
I don't think. This is just she won't let you comment on her fucking Instagram. I know all you were really worried about that, right?
But I mean, he's commenting right here. Like,
exactly.
Because you can't comment. So you want her to be forced to see what you're saying about her. That's the reality of it. Like, you are literally able to make a video like this. Well, this video that he's making right now would have more reach than his fucking comment would. So why is he complaining about not being able to comment on the post? That just,
it's the same thing as these fucking idiots that whenever I would have my replies limited on Twitter, and they would like retweet me and say, "Oh, can't reply because you're a coward." Like, dude, you just replied. You just did.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Because there's no way they were going to allow Donald Trump to work that crowd, because he can work it like a master. And
how is that her fault?
Like tonight, with all of the fact checking that was going on just for Donald Trump, at some point in time, the audience.
You don't have to fact check people who tell the truth. That's
right. Why do they not understand this? Now, as I said earlier at the beginning of the stream, I'm sure that at some point, I don't know for sure, but like I would bet that Kamala maybe framed some factual information a specific way. Like with some bias, or with like maybe framing can do a lot of things, but she definitely operates from fucking factual information, as far as I've seen. Whereas Trump talking about the fucking, I mean, he was saying shit like this.
Springfield, they're eating the dog.
Sorry, that's been my meme all night. I just keep saying.
No, the one I keep hearing is transgender surgeries for illegal aliens in prison, which that's like word spaghetti strung together. It's just a bunch of buzzwords. Like, okay, illegal aliens, transgender people, surgeries, prison. It's all just strung together.
He literally sounds like he's just been sitting up late at night watching fucking internet videos that people send him on his fucking crazy platform full of fucking psychos. And then you got Ryan Kennel saying shit like this now.
I do a good job. Cocksucking, ingesting semen, bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I've happened upon this clip that I downloaded a long time, or like months and months ago, for some, I guess because it's just so aggressive in the original version, is him like, calling somebody a cocksucking bitch or whatever. And I was like, man, fuck you. I'm going to turn this around on you here. Anyway, let's see what this motherfucker says here. Because it's only
booing and heckling these moderators, because it was obvious what they were doing. So that's why they didn't want an audience. They don't want the people to have a voice. So here, this was, in my opinion, a coordinated effort right here, because
So wait a minute. I thought this video was about Taylor Swift censoring comments. How do we spiral into conspiracy theories about like whether or not the newscasters were trying to do some like hit thing on Donald Trump.
Because this whole thing is cope. Because this entire fucking, like, that's the reason that I've got interested in his stream last night, because I kind of skimmed through it, and that's why I was wanting to maybe take a look at it. Not that I want to watch the whole thing or anything, but like just skim, and I think we could tell, babe, I can tell skimming through and looking at his face and his gestures that it might be something that would be funny to watch. So we'll check that out in a minute. But
All right.
don't think that tonight's debate went as good as the Harris campaign was hoping for. And
What?
so as soon as it was over, they launched their big missile, and that was Taylor Swift and her endorsement of Kamala Harris.
It was
And yet,
coordinated.
here it is, and you don't allow comments on the post. Also, Taylor Swift holding a picture of her with a picture of a cat. With everything that's being reportedly going on in Ohio right now, the comment section before it was turned off, I imagine, and again, I didn't see it. I can't even tell you if the comments were ever on this post, but I find it highly strange that one of the most famous people on the planet with one of the biggest fan bases on the planet doesn't want people in her comments responding to her endorsing a historic candidate for president, Kamala Harris. But this
Oh
is
my
what
God, this is so much
I
code.
don't want the dislike button on YouTube. Left-wing people, they don't want you to have any voice. They don't want it. They want to control.
You literally are
the narrative.
putting a video
And if
out about this right
people
now.
have a voice and they can say what they want, they can't control the narrative. I remember when The Rock endorsed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris back in 2020.
God.
And The Rock, obviously a very famous person, one of the most famous people. His comment section was brutal. I did a video about that here on this channel.
Maybe that's why she turned hers off.
And
If
that's
you would
what
think about it for 5 seconds, you fucking idiot.
That's what he wants. He wants to be brutal to fucking Taylor Swift. He wants his fans to be
She doesn't
brutal.
care about you, bro. She doesn't give a fuck about you. And nobody's taking away your voice. You don't have a right to leave a comment on her account. Do all the shit you want on your account. You don't have the right to do it on her account. You can screenshot this and put it on your Instagram. You can put it on your Twitter. You can put it on TikTok. You can put it here on YouTube. There's nothing stopping you from talking about it.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy that he fucking... What a fucking loser. Oh, God, what a loser. And, like, he's literally just finding things to just act like they're all the most outrageous thing. And, a minute ago, he said something that stood out was he said that they're coordinated her announcing her endorsing Kamala right after the debate. They coordinated that as far as he's concerned. Mm-hmm. And then they hide they close comments. It's like, of course, man. Why do you think if you genuinely think that the Democratic National, the DNC, the party, coordinated with Taylor Swift, which is fucking stupid. They didn't do that. But if you think they did, why would they not fucking shut down any kind of pushback on that? Of course they would. You shouldn't be surprised about it. Also,
I want to point out one of the things that she's saying in this post here, if you read the whole thing, is his community, the conservative community, at least people in that community, were making fake AI pictures and videos of her endorsing Trump.
Comment section before it was turned off. I imagine, and again, I didn't see it. I can't even tell you if the comments were ever on this post, but I find it highly strange that one of the most famous people on the planet with one of the biggest fan bases on the planet doesn't want people in her comments responding to her endorsing a historic candidate for president, Kamala Harris. But this
oh my God, this is so much code.
I don't want the dislike button on YouTube. Left-wing people, they don't want you to have any voice. They don't want it. They want to control.
You literally are
the narrative.
putting a video out about this right now.
People have a voice and they can say what they want. They can't control the narrative. I remember when The Rock endorsed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris back in 2020. And The Rock, obviously a very famous person, one of the most famous people. His comment section was brutal. I did a video about that here on this channel.
Maybe that's why she turned hers off.
And
if you would think about it for 5 seconds, you fucking idiot.
That's what he wants. He wants to be brutal to fucking Taylor Swift. He wants his fans to be
She doesn't
brutal.
care about you, bro. She doesn't give a fuck about you. And nobody's taking away your voice. You don't have a right to leave a comment on her account. Do all the shit you want on your account. You don't have the right to do it on her account. You can screenshot this and put it on your Instagram. You can put it on your Twitter. You can put it on TikTok. You can put it here on YouTube. There's nothing stopping you from talking about it.
That's crazy, man. It's crazy that he fucking. What a fucking loser. Oh God, what a loser. And like, he's literally just finding things to just act like they're all the most outrageous thing. And a minute ago he said something that stood out was he said that they're coordinated her announcing her endorsing Kamala right after the debate. They coordinated that as far as he's concerned. Mm-hmm. And then they hide whatever, they close comments. It's like, of course, man. Why do you think if you genuinely think that the Democratic National, the DNC, the party, coordinated with Taylor Swift, which is fucking stupid. They didn't do that. But if you think they did, why would they not fucking shut down any kind of pushback on that? Of course they would. You shouldn't be surprised about it.
Also, I want to point out one of the things that she's saying in this post here, if you read the whole thing, is his community, the right, the conservative community, at least people in that community, were making fake AI pictures and videos of her endorsing Trump, like a few weeks ago.
Well, that's because, they were freaking out.
But what I'm saying is, like, he's acting as if she's doing this because, she closed it off. What threat is there to Taylor Swift? Your community was literally pretending and misrepresenting her, endorsing Trump a month ago. That is a coordinated attack, not her coming out and supporting Harrison Walls, because that's actually her doing it. The coordinated attack was all the AI bullshit saying Taylor for Trump when she never said that.
Okay.
That's just ridiculous.
Let's just check this out real quick. I think I found a moment, maybe.
Ukraine in this moment, but also as commander-in-chief, if elected, how would you deal with Vladimir Putin, and would it be any different from what we're seeing from President Biden?
Well, first of all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me.
Oh, God.
I believe the reason that Donald Trump says that this war would be over within 24 hours is because he would just give it up.
Uh-huh.
And that's not who we are as Americans.
What?
Let's understand what happened here. I actually met with Zelensky a few days before Russia invaded, tried through force to change territorial boundaries, to defy one of the most important international rules and norms, which is the importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity.
So after a while, it's like, what are you going to, and then she's going to say, hey, I was raised a middle class. Like, that's all she has. All right.
Mark of Rally for 100, a MAGA Rad 100, says he needs to keep the debate focused on her and the press. This is so incredibly rigged. It needs to be chopped up and fact-checked in repeatable sound bites so that people see what's going on here. I will say this. I don't think Trump is handling the moment as good as he could at this point. He's getting baited a lot. And I get it. He is 3 versus 1. It's 3 versus 1.
3 versus 1. What a
the funny thing about that is that from what I saw today, his team, aka Fox News, the people that have been riding him forever, tried to get him to do another debate with Kamala.
Oh yeah,
and he's declined to do it. So why wouldn't he be go on a debate with a right-leaning conservative broadcast? Why would he not do that? That doesn't make any sense. Because the narrative is that now he's somehow the underdog. He is so popular that everybody wants him to be president, but he's also the underdog, and everybody is able to oppress him and kick him when he's down.
That's
which
what
one
this
is it?
By the way, was his. So this is how he's seeing it. In the world of boxing or UFC, when a fighter gets beaten or knocked down, I demand a rematch. Well, it's no different with the debate. She was beaten badly last night. Like, what, bro? Like, and then I wish I knew whether does he really think that it was that the Alex Jones poll on the fucking white nationalist website.
Isn't he the person that says that polls are rigged? Isn't that his thing, that polls are rigged?
Unless elections are rigged, unless it's somebody that's
this poll is rigged, right? It's all rigged, so he shouldn't even be talking about it. He shouldn't even be bringing it up.
You would think. I don't know.
So why would I do a rematch? I don't know. So you could beat her again. Like the thing is, you were trying to win the presidency. You're trying to get reelected into office against this person. That is why you would want another debate, so you could try and win over some more undecided voters. The fact that you don't think that's important says a lot about what you're trying to do. These are funny. Yeah.
some great memes.
He looks
out
like
of
Pat
that.
Robertson now on in that one. So
The first one that I saw whenever I got off of or got done watching the thing was where's it at? Oh,
well, Zen Bear, that's I understand what you're saying, but the reporters were literally calling him a liar when they were talking to him after the debate, and he just ignored it and walked away. They kept asking him, "What poll? What polls are you talking about?"
Got fucking Chad Mala over here. You know, I was enjoying a little bit. I won't lie. I was enjoying some of the cope.
I was actually at the club when this was being broadcast. I had to do some work there, and this was on TV. And I can tell you right now, because there were a lot of people there watching it. There were actual cheers for Kamala when she was like letting him have it. And to be honest, one of the things that I think a lot of the right-wing people that I've seen on social media have an issue with is that she actually was prepared for the debate and he was not.
Right.
Like,
well, I mean, he's not prepared for shit. He doesn't prepare for.
He's got a concept of a plan. Here we are 8 years down the road now of him trying to say he can replace and fix Obamacare or the Affordable Health Care Act. He still doesn't know how to do it. He won't talk about it.
Some people were saying that, what does that even mean? A concept of plan that's not a real thing? Like, what is that? What are you talking about? I'm going to defend him on that. And I showed the audience this earlier. But, like, here is another example of a concept of a plan. You know, it's not completely out of the realm of reason, these things. Let me see. Concept of a plan.
Right. That's the blueprint.
Yeah. There it is, folks. Just stick to that. You'll be all right.
You know, someone like being Donald Trump, if he were this mastermind guy that could save America, he would have came into this debate with answers for every single problem that was thrown at him by ABC. Every single problem. And it doesn't even matter if it's rigged or if they're against him. If he had an answer to every single problem that he threw at him, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. But he didn't give any answers to anything. He just completely went after Biden several times. Biden's not even running. Went after Biden, went after her, and then a lot of things I'm seeing on social media is people saying, well, why isn't she doing all this stuff now? Because she's not the fucking president right now. She's the vice president. The vice president, think about this. Did Mike Pence have the power to do things that Trump couldn't do? Was he able to override Trump and just make decisions, you know, and veto anything Trump did? No. The vice president can't do that. So this idea that Kamala could just do whatever the fuck she wants while she's in the White House right now is just dumb. It's not even a real thing.
Oh my God. So I want to show you the fucking the stream clip on D-Day Cobra from tonight and what the thumbnail is. We're going to talk about Trump going after Biden.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thumbnail from today.
Right.
Biden.
3 hours ago, he's got Biden on the thumbnail when Biden was trolling Trump by throwing on the Trump hat for a photo op. It was a joke.
This is fucking sad, man. This is all these AI Trump as Ninja Turtles and fucking ugh. Oh my God. Like how the fuck can you get so fucking owned by some billionaire? Well, probably not anymore if he ever was, but you know, just born rich motherfucker who doesn't. How can you get so owned by him that you know, and he's a fucking fat out of shape piece of shit, and yet you're fantasizing him about, you know, like what the fuck is wrong with Jeremy Gregg?
It's daddy issues, man. It's got to be daddy issues. That's
you're right.